Texas, Midland Lee is 6-1. Their only loss coming in preseason to the Killeen Kangaroos. You know, this rivalry, as we mentioned earlier, really got started in 1983 when Midland Lee knocked off Permian twice. Once in the regular season, once in the state quarterfinals. It was then, really, that Midland Lee's football program turned the corner, and the Rebels have been to the state playoffs every year since 1983. As for Permian, well, you know about the great Mojo tradition. The Panthers have the best record of any high school in the state of Texas in the last 25 years. But, of course, the one team that they've had the most trouble with in the last 7 years, Midland Lee. Before we talk about tonight's game, let's first look back at some of the great moments, some of the great plays from this intense rivalry. 1983 regular season game. Lee beats Permian 20-7 and does it with a swarming defense. 1983 state quarterfinals game in Lubbock. 35,000 on hand saw Tyrone Thurman double dribble his way to a 25-yard touchdown. And how about Lee's D putting the hammer on Permian's all-state quarterback Rex Lamberti? 20-0 Midland Lee, and the Rebels went on to state. 1984 regular season game. Alton Holloway to Greg Anderson to Royce Lightfoot, and Permian leads 14-13 at halftime. Second half, Alton Holloway to Greg Anderson, and Permian gains revenge, winning 28-13. Gets into the end zone, touchdown Permian. 1984 state quarterfinals in Lubbock. Greg Anderson's diving catch in the end zone cuts Midland Lee's lead to 14-9 at halftime. And with 2 minutes to play in the fourth quarter, Dow Watson scores from 4 yards out. Permian beats Lee 15-14, and the Panthers go on to a state championship. 1985, a Thursday night TV game. Greg Anderson's touchdown puts Mojo on top 13-7. Late fourth quarter, Lee with a 4th and goal at its 7, and Rodney Johnson is sacked. Permian holds on 13-7. 1986, Lee fullback Wayman Goodley busts it right up the middle. A 75-yard touchdown, and the Rebels led 17-7 at halftime. In the third quarter, Billy Wagner takes a punt and returns it 39 yards for a Rebel touchdown. The final, Midland Lee 24, Permian 14. 1987 saw the highest scoring game in the series history. Durian Jenkins' catch in the back of the end zone just before halftime gave Midland Lee a 21-0 lead. In the second half, the Rebels just kept pouring it on. Joe Woodard from 13 yards out, and Midland Lee blows out Permian 42-21. 1988, Permian jumps out to a quick 21-10 second quarter lead on Lloyd Hill's 60-yard touchdown pass play. But just before halftime, the Rebels strike back. John Baez makes an outstanding catch, and suddenly it was a 21-16 game. In the third quarter, the Rebels take a 22-21 lead on this short touchdown. But Mojo comes right back, and late in the fourth quarter, a chance to win the game. But the field goal is blocked, and the Rebels had stunned Permian 22-21. Ah, yes, a great rivalry, and this man right here knows something about it. Jack Terrian, former Lee head coach, now Midland School's athletic director. Why has this game become more than just a football game?
Well, I don't know. Really, Skip, I think it's just the intensity and the closeness we have with both towns, and they know each other from a long time, and growing up playing against each other in junior high, I think, has a lot to do with it.
All right. 1983 was really the key year when Midland Lee turned this thing into what it has become today. 1983, state quarterfinals and the victory over Permian.
Well, that's true, and went to the state finals in '83 and had 2 victories that year over Permian, and just like you said, I think that they've been in the playoffs every year since then, and of course that's the beginning of something that's been pretty good for the last 7 years.
Do you miss being out there coaching?
Well, yeah, to a certain extent, especially on a night like this, you're going to miss it.
All right, and who do you like tonight?
Well, I'm going to like the Lee Rebels, who I'm going to like.
All right, Jack Terrian, I knew you would say that for some reason. Well, the man who coached against the Permian Panthers and against Jack Terrian, John Wilkins, who is now the Exeter School's athletic director. What a great job he did in his 13 years as head coach of Mojo. Yesterday, we spoke with him about this great game, and he had some interesting comments.
I think it's a storied tradition. Really begins in '83, I think, with the 2 games we played in '83 and then the 2 games in '84. Certainly, those were, when you play 4 times within one calendar year, then it draws some attention. You know, just good football games, good football teams, a lot at stake. The winner, obviously has gone on, and I think in the last, it's gone on to win the district championship, I guess, except in '83.
Do you miss being involved in this game as a coach?
Well, yes and no. You know, you miss, as I said a while ago, you miss that excitement part of it, but as far as the other part of it, the anxiety and the nervousness and the preparation, I don't necessarily miss that. But you miss the other part of the feeling that you walk on the field that this is a big ball game.
It certainly is a big ball game, and John Wilkins, he'll be over at the Midland High Odessa High game tonight, working that one at Ratliff Stadium, but he says he will have his radio on listening to this ball game. We'll take a commercial break here. When we come back, Sheldon Haygood's over on the Mojo side of the field, and he'll be previewing the game. And we're just about 35 minutes away from kickoff. The stands are almost full now. Let's quickly go over to the east side of the stadium, the Mojo side, for a special report from Sheldon Haygood. Sheldon?
Thank you, Skip. As you can see behind me, the Permian Panther fans are getting settled in their seat, hoping that their team can break a 3-game losing streak to the Rebels. Now, both teams are already in the playoffs. Tonight's game is to determine who will be the top team out of the district, either Permian or Lee. The Panthers have had no trouble moving the football this year. In fact, Permian scores touchdowns as easy as taking candy from a baby. Tonight, Mojo will do whatever it takes to find pay dirt.
What we try to do will be what we've been doing over the course of this season, and hopefully some of it will be effective.
Well, I think they tried to throw the football. I don't think they tried to beat us. We just got some average kids back there, and they were going to try to throw the football to Hill. If we had a receiver like that, I would too.
As for the Rebels, well, they like to give the football to 1,000-yard rusher Fair Scrambler on the power sweep.
Everybody wants to hit him hard, get him out of game time, Everybody's wanting to hit him hard.
They have to stop our whole offense, because, our play fakes a lot and stuff, and, I think that, well, I guess they do have to stop me.
And that won't be easy. In the last 3 meetings, Lee has won. But it's the Panthers who are a 6-point favorite to win this time.
This is the most important game of the year to this point, and we're just going to have to play a great game.
I love Mojo. I'd rather play another game of the year. I'm excited for it.
A bunch of people are going to be watching us on TV, and they know that we never beat them, and it's going to be just have to beat them. This is definitely more special. First of all, it's for the district championship, and then being on national television, there's nothing like it.
The district championship is on the line tonight, Skip. It should be a good one. Let's go back to Skip.
All right, Sheldon, thank you so much. And don't forget, there are some other games that are being played tonight. Let's look at District 4-5A schedule. And, of course, Permian against Midland Lee is the big one tonight here at Memorial Stadium. But don't forget, the Midland High Bulldogs will be taking on Odessa High. That one kicks off 8 o'clock at Ratliff Stadium. Abilene High against San Angelo Central and Abilene Cooper. Well, the Cougars are open this week. In District 4-4A, Andrews against Big Spring. Monahans will be in Sweetwater. A couple of other games. Snyder and Pecos, and San Angelo Lakeview will take on Fort Stockton. A couple of quick sports notes to pass your way in baseball. Luke Piniella has become the new manager of the Cincinnati Reds. John McNamara has become the new manager of the Cleveland Indians. And what one junior college score from this afternoon, Midland College knocks off Murray State